Hey everybody and welcome to Cold Turkey. Happy New Year, happy 2022. May it be abundant and wish fulfilling for everybody who's listening to this. 2022 was a difficult year for a lot of people. Homeless people, people working and people out of jobs because of the pandemic. It was a very challenging year for me personally. I started this channel last year with the hope of having an incentive to keep me clean and to keep me on the right track. I felt if I put everything out in the open, it would be more difficult for me to fall back into using because I was committed to being honest and open on this channel and telling it like it is. The authenticity and the truthfulness is very important, and if I were to slip I would own that too, but I didn't, and I'm very pleased to be able to say that. 2022 brought a lot of challenges personally. I was going to open a small hair salon last year, and what with the pandemic and a few other issues came into play and it wasn't to be. I'd invested a lot of time, money and effort into the shop, and yeah, it was a low point in my life when that it was pulled, a sort of a rug pull from under me, and I had invested in basically just a problem. So that unfolded, I pulled up out of that, and in bad headspace, very quickly after that I had a motorbike crash, and that was a message for me to slow down. And I did, I slowed down, but probably not enough, because I had another crash and I broke my cheekbone right up here. And so, it was a traumatic enough year. I was blaming myself, thinking, you idiot and all. I'm a very self-condemned person when I get on that one. So I've had to look at that and put things into perspective, because I lost friends this year. I lost 4 or 5 good friends this year to addiction, suicide, and and alcoholism. And I've had to put things in perspective and realise how grateful I was just to be alive and to be healthy, to be relatively healthy and alive, and to have my clear mind about me. Cold turkey has been a great help to me. It's sort of saving grace. I've been able to tell my story, tell the stories of other people, and also to do some other random shows like Plugged In, where I speak to some American people about life over there, 2 African American friends of mine who live in the hood over there, and we exchange ideas of what it's like here, what it's like there, and just bounce off and have a bit of a laugh. That's called Plugged In. It's a show I do once every now and again. A crypto buzz, something else I was looking into with my good friend Django. We'll be picking that up again. We may do even a show later on today. And then there's the homeless interviews I do, which are the major body of work here at Cold Turkey. And social injustice, putting a light onto things that are just not right. We as a country have been able to support lockdown for practically 2 years and keep going and keep welfare funds going, keep people fed, keep the whole train and the mechanics of getting food and clothes to people out there, as we do in a welfare society, and we've been able to look after people and basically lock down the country for 2 years. So I think it's a crime that we can't address the homeless issue. It would have cost a fraction of what it's cost to lock down, and it would have been dealt with. But we didn't. To our peril, because as a society now, you walk through our beautiful city and you can't go anywhere in the city centre without seeing people sitting with a cup. And addiction plays as much a part in homelessness, but it's not only addiction. There's a lack of quality housing being built here for people. There's a lack of social housing. There's a lack of incentive for landlords to rent to people of low income and people on welfare, even though they might be able to guarantee their rent with the HAP social welfare payment. But people seem to be still classist, and over here in Ireland we seem to be still very classist society. We have a terrible addiction problem here in this country, and you know, I've interviewed people, especially poor Eileen. You know, I interviewed her she was one of the first interviews I did about between February, March or April. And then I heard she passed away there in late November, early December. It was very hard to hear that, because this was evidently a very childlike, vulnerable person that needed help. And the help didn't come, and she passed away. And then, as cold turkey, I want to shout out the Liberty Soup Run, Fran and Chris, and the great work they do here in Dublin. And we don't recognise them for it. They are by a few people in the Liberties know the great work that these people are doing, and they're not just doing it for the people in the Liberties, it's for all the people of Dublin. They go all around feeding the homeless with whatever was donated by ordinary people like yourself and myself, because the government don't give them any assistance. And these are the real heroes of our times, these people that go out and give their time on a daily basis. They're totally devoted to helping others. So we need to help them. Our government is not doing it. We have an impotent government here. An impotent government. It's impotent. It has no potency, no power, no creativity. You know, we're so politically correct over here in Ireland. We have a gay Indian Prime Minister. We're okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I'll tell you what I'm not okay with. I'm not okay with how he's leading this country. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with the priority being for people's sexual preferences and how important that is that we're all PC when there's other people who don't have anything to fucking eat. It's a fucking shame. A shame it is. And a shame on our government that we have people actually hungry on the streets. We have people that have never had a chance in life that find themselves homeless and chronic addiction because of the way they were brought up and how the services and how we all failed them. 2022, my hope for it is that it's a time where we can realise what's really important in life. And let me tell you something. We're all responsible for those people on the street. All of us. We're all responsible. And unless we take a collective responsibility for the things that are wrong in our society, we'll never put it right, because we'll always be shifting the blame. It's your fault, it's their fault, they didn't do this. We have to put our hands up, come together, and try and elevate the suffering of the most vulnerable in our society, to give them a chance to thrive, to live and to love, and to connect with their own humanity so that they can connect with all of us. Because that's all that addiction is. It's people who are denying their own humanity, who are cutting themselves off from the rest of society because they feel they don't fit in economically, environmentally, racially, sexually, whatever. We need to be more compassionate as people. We need to be kind people. And we need to drop this Irish pride bullshit. Let's just be proud to be good people. Not even proud, but let's just rise to the occasion and become loving people with each other and not be worried about borders and nationalism and anything that separates us from others. We put our focus into what unites and connects us. we have some real hope then for the future. And we leave this planet, this world, to our children, and we have a duty to try and leave it a better place than the way we found it, what we were grown into. We're coming into the digital age now. A lot of things are changing for people. Things have become very impersonal. A lot of shopping is done on the internet. A lot of everything is done on the internet. So people are becoming self-sufficient through technology and not having to interact in the way we would have done. And it's very easy for the vulnerable in our society to be left behind as we move it technologically forward. And there's some people still don't have anything to put in their stomach or a roof over their head. That's all down on all of us, because we all have a voice. We all have eyes and a heart and ears. We can see, hear and feel what's going on around us if we have any awareness. 2021 was a challenging year, but it brought the best out of me. And I'm grateful for the challenges because I was really able to put stuff in perspective. And I'm very grateful for my life today. From the bottom of my heart, sincere blessings for 2022. I hope to bring you a lot more content when we get into the Heroin Chronicles, my own story. I'll be uploading more of those soon. Peace and love to everybody and anybody who hears this. And the best well wishes for 2022. Stay blessed, y'all. Love and blessings. This is Polly T for Cold Turkey.